Hello all. So today what we're going to be doing is a nail like this. So I saw this on Naio Nails YouTube channel. Basically what it is a mermaid tail, and it's done with, it's 3D, and it's done with a, well, I did mine with Polygel on the Naio Nails channel. They did theirs with Acrogel. It's the same thing, but I'm just using a different brand than they used. So what I have here is my nail buffed and ready to go. So we're just gonna move this out of the way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Beetles 605, which is a nice pastel blue. And we are just going to paint our nail. And what you want to do is you want to try to find a nice opaque color. It just helps because you don't really want to have to do more than one color. So just a nice opaque color. This one has a little bit of sheer to it, but I'm not too concerned about all that. And we're just gonna get this nice and everywhere like so. All right, so then what we're gonna do is we're going to take Modelones, and this color is Emerald Lake. And then I'm gonna take just a very stripy brush. And I am simply going to put some of that on here like so. And then we are going to stripe it through. Just like that, while it's still wet. Okay, and then we'll just do this back and forth. No rhyme or reason. Just go through, and then I just go on the outside like that just to make sure it's where I want it to be. Okay. And then if you just let it settle for a little bit, the gel will kind of find its way back. And even if it doesn't, because I'm doing this on a clear nail, it still leaves some clear bits, but I still think that's really, it's really pretty. So we get to cure. All right, so while that's curing, well, since I already did it, I have 3 other colors. So I have Beetles 327, which is like a pastel orange. I have Beetles 326, which is a nice pastel pink. And then I have Beetles 607, which is like a lilac, lavender kind of color, right? And then I have those set there. So that's the 327, 326, and 607. All right, so our nail is ready to go. And not too concerned with the, I'm just trying to make sure I get all that green off. Not really concerned with making it like extremely pretty, because once you put the Polygel on it, it's gonna take over a little bit. So really what you want to do is just kind of get your shape, make it so it looks like a mermaid still. So here we go. So from this point on, I'm gonna just, well, not this point on, just for the next few minutes, I'm gonna try to speed up what y'all are seeing. All I'm doing is making the mermaid's tail and jibber jabbering to fill up space. So continue to cover all of this, and you'll just be able to see the colors through. All right, so that's pretty much what we have. I just want to make sure we have very distinct. There we go. Okay, so that's what our tail looks like so far. All right, and then we're gonna cure it. All right, so I have my gel brush, and this is a Beetles Gel Polish brush. So it's just nice little, and I'm gonna get me some rubbing alcohol on here. And that's basically my rubbing alcohol is my slip solution. So that way this stuff is not super sticky on my brush. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna start here at the top. I say super sticky, and then look, it's sticky anyways, but that's fine. Just put some more on there, call it good. And then you just wanna push it, move it to where it's still on your outline. Am I out of shot? Still on your outline. We'll just no, I don't want mine to be too thick. Not that I'm wearing it or anything, but if I were to wear it, you know, I just don't want it to be too thick. I always feel like if your 3D is too thick, and it's just gonna be catching on things, or it's gonna be in the way. I could be wrong. I don't think I've had very many 3D details on my fingers. I've had crystals, you know, gels and, or not gels, jewels and stuff. And so sometimes I know those would annoy me and be in the way every now and again. Okay. That might be a little bit too much. Okay. But yeah, sometimes it's just like you might hit it on something, and then that's, you know, obviously a cause for concern, because then you're like, oh my gosh, that snatched my nail gonna come off, stuff like that. So we're just pat, 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 right? Until everything is pretty much the same height consistency. And then we just go through making sure we keep our brush very well hydrated. And then pat, 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 pat. I'm just gonna keep hitting this camera because it's hanging on my right, and I'm right-handed. So every single time I go to move this brush or do anything, that's what happens. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on this. So that's what we have, right? And then that goes and gets put into the lamp to cure. All right, so now that that is cured, what we will do is when it comes out, we will rub off the sticky layer, and then we will put on a little bit of base, right, just along the top here, and then we will take little droplets of our colors to create this scale-like-ness up here. I was experimenting with taking the brush and kind of swooping through them, but that did not work. So we're gonna try to do it without doing the swoop and see where that gets us. Okay, so just need a wipey. All right. So just wipe off the tacky layer with just, again, that's 70% rubbing alcohol, like so. All right, And then we will take our base, and I'm using Beetles Base Gel. And we will just go over just about that much of it with the base gel. Okay, now your base gel is going to act like a blooming gel. And so once you put it on, put the colors on, they'll want to spread, which is perfectly fine because that's what we want them to do. So I'm just gonna take a few dollops of the colors. So clean off my brush because my orange is not as prominent as I would like it to be. Okay, so there we go. We have some scales. Okay, so now what's left to do? Now all we have to do is top coat. So what I did for this nail, because I'm really liking the contrast between having something shiny and then having matte. So for this nail, what I did was I put a glossy top coat on the fin, and then for the background, it's matte. As you can see, look at that. Skipped a whole piece. Look at me, not paying attention. So if you wanted to do that, you could. I am not gonna do that this time. Everything is just gonna get a wonderful top coat or glossy top coat. So we're just gonna go around and around with our top coat. And then if you did decide, oh, I really don't like it matte, you can always just go over it with a top coat, or you can take some rubbing alcohol and rub the whole nail and it will be matte. So we're gonna pop that back in there, and then we are all done. Once this comes out of our cooker, we will be all done. And this will be what we are left with. Please excuse my nails, but this is what we will be left with. And I must say, so this black line that you see in my nails, so I wanted to do a reverse French tip, but I'm really bad at deciding where the tip should be. So what I did was I drew it out with a black pen and thinking, oh, okay, once I start putting product on it, it'll just wipe the black off. But I was completely wrong. It did not. So that is black pen inside my nails. But that's neither here nor there. Here we are with our finished products. Little 3D mermaid's tails. Now this one, of course, because I was trying to keep this video short, kind of rushed through this one so it's not as put together as this one, but you get the gist. So I appreciate you all for watching, and I hope you all have a fabulous day. See you later. Bye.